So very good morning. Again, we are here. So we start our this fourth-day session. Yesterday we were talking about that electronic circuits, how electronic circuits are designed. Am I audible?
Yes. Good morning, sir. Yes.
So yesterday we were talking about how we can design the electronic circuits, how embedded systems can be used for providing the product to the society, whatever the logic you want to have in that product that can be inculcated in functionality as functionality. So on that second day, 13th July, Virendra Gupta was with us and he was talking about that the refinement of the product, and for that refinement we have to go for iterative modifications based on customer feedback. That is a very important issue was there, empathy. So design thinking was covering that empathy, how we can think, how we can experience the requirement or the problem or the situation in same way the customer or the user experience that. So empathy, that has been described very well in two sessions, Design Thinking 1 and Design Thinking 2. Professor Harlal Singh was talking about that. So empathy is very important. We have to understand what the customer is thinking, what the market is requiring, what is their demand. So the professional has to interact with customer. If you ask a professional to go in the market or go in the society and just identify their requirements, let's say a doctor is there, he will say, yes, okay, today I'll talk to my patient and I will identify what is the problem, what is this requirement, what all are the expectations and what better I can do. Again, with lawyer also, he can directly talk to his client. But what about engineer? Let's say that engineer who is sitting in Tata R&D lab. We can have an example. In I think 98, 99, Tata came out with their new product. First time in car segment, Tata Indica car was there. And somebody, when I asked somebody that how's this car, should I go for this car? Then my friend told me that better you go for Tata 407. That is a truck model. So in spite of going for Tata Indica, better is that truck is better here because Tata is more specialized in truck segment. Tata is not meant for car segment. So that was the feedback from the customer, feedback from the market. So important thing, the person who is sitting in Tata R&D lab in that Tata Motors, how he will come to know about that customer's voice, how he can empathetically think about the customers, the users of that car, that where are the problems, how he can understand all these things. So it is very important. Somebody should be there. You can ask engineer to go in market, but that will not be a feasible solution. He cannot, either he can sit in R&D lab and he can innovate more and more things. He can address the customer expectations, customer demands, or he can visit that market. So we need to have some department, some person who can interface between customers and the R&D engineer or the product developer. Because engineers, they cannot interact directly with their customers like doctors or lawyers or any other professionals. So important segment, important department, important person is that marketing person, sales person, who can tell the real actual thing, actual situation about the market. However, we have some rivalry. The product engineer and the marketing persons always have some conflicts, but that conflicts or that rivalry shows that they are very much related. They have to listen each and other. That then only they can provide some good product to the market. So it is important to know that mood of the customers, expectations of the customers, required from customer, market, and this person or the department who talks about the product in that same perspective, what the customer do, that is very important. And for that we have to understand what is the viewpoint of the marketing or the market or the customer. So we have today Professor Bolia, Professor Brijesh Bolia from KZ Somaiya Institute of Management with us. And I would like to request Pushpendra to just introduce Professor Bolia. Thank you, sir. Your voice is not clear. No, your voice is not there. No, your voice is still not there. We can use this. Hello. All the participants and faculty members. Professor Brijesh Bolia, Associate Professor at KG Somaiya Institute of Management, the Department of Marketing and International Business, and delivers the course Sales and Distribution.
Chandra, your voice is very low.
Hello. Am I audible? Good morning, Professor Brijesh Bolia, sir, Dr. Rahulraj Chaudhary, sir, all the participants and faculty members. Professor Brijesh Bolia is an associate professor at KJ Somaiya Institute of Management, Mumbai, in the Department of Marketing and International Business, and delivers the courses Sales and Distribution Management, Business to Business Marketing, Business Development, and Marketing Management. He has also served as visiting faculty with IIM Trichy for the course Sales and Distribution Management, and visiting faculty with NITI Bombay for the course Business and Business Marketing. He has completed his PhD from NITI Bombay. The area of his doctoral research is cognitive dissonance and its marketing implications among the customers of financial products. He is interested in the area of sales and customer interface, dissonance buying behavior, customer psychology, customer centricity, sales process. Professor Bolia has worked with corporate sector for over a decade with organizations such as AV Birla Group and Cement Marketing Division of it, ICICI Bank and Home Loans Division of it, BSW Home Finance Limited and ICICI Prudential Life Insurance Company Limited. He has delivered over 200 hours of corporate training sessions, customer centricity, sales process and marketing dynamics to over 2,000 participants of various categories like business center heads, branch managers, senior managers, and direct recruiters from various companies like Life Insurance Corporation, that is LIC, Owens Cornering and Schaeffler India, National Insurance Company Limited, VIC, PCGC, participants of several private general insurance companies. Professor Bolia has been a key member of the team completing a funded market research project for the launch of new FMCG spices brand in Mumbai in 2018. So I welcome Professor Bolia and I request him to now start the session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Vinod, for such an exhaustive, beautiful introduction. I'm overwhelmed. Thank you so much. Am I audible to everyone? You can just thumbs up.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. And thank you so much, Dr. Rahulraj Chaudhary. Itna badhiya introduction you have given about this particular session. I mean, you have actually made my things easy. Why this session is placed here. Perfect introduction. That's what I'll say. So thank you so much. I am keeping my chat box open in case any questions are there. I will try to answer it. You can just type. And so I'll share I have prepared some slides for you, but it can be an interactive session. I'll try to answer your queries based on my experience, right? With the market, with the stakeholders, students, participants, corporates, right? And being an engineer, I think I can see from that lens also. And I think I'll try to visualize everything from that lens. Okay. I'll share my slides. Okay. What's this? I think something went wrong. Am I there double?
Yeah.
I think I should go exit
Yeah.
from.
Yeah, you close it. Just-
Stop share. Okay. I'll close the other meeting. Now. Yes.
Yes, this is okay. Perfect.
This is fine. So
Yeah.
just a quick check. So the right top, I have the screen, but are you able to see the entire PPT slide?
Yeah, perfect.
So the product life cycle diagram is not hidden.
It is available.
It's available. Perfect.
Yeah.
So a big welcome to all the participants, right? And the session is for product life cycle. Okay. Of course, I convey my thanks to the Engineering College Bikaner, right, for giving me this opportunity to share my insights with the participants from various backgrounds. Okay. So a big thank you to, and I'll try my best to make this session fruitful to the participants and everyone. Okay. Let's move. Okay, so before we start and go to the what exactly is the product life cycle, okay, when we talk of product life cycle, product is the main things. And what happens when the new product ideas come in organizations, right? So you have a great idea. What happens to that idea? This is not the right time. भी ये ठीक टाइम नहीं है. यहाँ नहीं चलेगा यार. This won't work here. Okay. We have tried it before. हमने कर लिया है. तुम you don't work something new. ये हो ही नहीं सकता. Right? ऐसे नहीं होता है. This is not the way we do things. This is not the way we do things. ऐसे नहीं होता है. हम लोग कुछ और तरीके से काम करते हैं. We have done all right without it. हमने all these years we have been working, being profitable, growing. What are you talking about? हम लोग तो सही कर रहे हैं. अब बहुत पैसे लगेंगे. We can't afford. It will cost too much. And finally, if you are very much persisting about your idea, let's discuss it in the next meeting. Most of the time, new ideas, new concepts, and face these type of hurdles, and which is very much obvious because new product comes with a excitement plus a fear also, because it may create a loss, it may create some disruption, which a normal tendency, if you have read in physics, inertia, right? Abhi chalne do na. Let it go the way it is going. It's and it takes a very difficult. People may say we want change, but when it comes to actual change, you get cold feet. पाँव में एकदम बर्फ जम जाती है. अरे यार करूं का ना करूं, right? Should I go? Should I change my job? Should I do this? kahin kuch, if something goes wrong, okay? So that all these things come into mind. So this happens with new products, fine. If this happens, let's face it, okay? So today's session, I'll keep these things into the contents. We'll talk about the background of product lifecycle. What exactly is the background? Who talked about it initially? Okay. What is product lifecycle? Then we'll talk about the technology adoption lifecycle, the technology products. Okay. And we'll talk about the new product decisions. What are the decisions the organization has to take? Okay. And we'll discuss about some examples, a small case we can discuss, and you can participate and reply what exactly the thing should go in different stages of the product life cycle. Okay. So as you can see, I have mentioned the figures of product life cycle, which is a common thing. Even you, most of you might be knowing it, right? Sales time on the x-axis, sales on the y-axis, starts with introductions, then growth, maturity, and decline. So we'll discuss. So background. Let's start with some background. You should know. So anyone know who is the inventor of product life cycle? Don't open your Wikipedia that I've already captured. जस्ट चैट बॉक्स में भी डाल सकते हैं, चैट में खोल के, या ओके फाइन. सो सब एक साथ खुल जाएगा तो फिर कंफ्यूज हो जाएंगे. ओके, सो conceptualization of the concept of product life cycle was done by Theodore Levitt in his 1965 Harvard Business Review article. The article is available on EBSCO if you have that database, right? Exploit the product life cycle. Okay, I'll just open it with this link if it gets opened. Yeah. So Theodore Levitt in 1965 talked about this concept in his Harvard Business Review article in 1965, that what exactly is the product life cycle. So this is Theodore Levitt. This is my copy, so I can't share. So it is November, December 1965, Exploit the Product Life Cycle, right? Theodore Levitt. So this is what okay, sorry, I got muted. I got muted for. So if you open Wikipedia, you'll find Raymond Werman talking about, like, an American economist talking about product life cycle, but that also his article was published in 1966, and that also talked about the product performance in international business. Okay, so there will be confusing, contradictory things, but Theodore Levitt published this article in 1965, which is there. So Theodore Levitt showed how this concept could be an instrumental for competitive advantage, an instrument for competitive advantage. This product life cycle can be very strong, robust instrument for product life cycle. It has high practical relevance for managers in formulating product features, right? While they develop the product, what will be the pricing, how the product will be made available to the customer, right? And how the message will be made available to the customer that this product is available for you. पता कैसे चलेगा कि आपके पास बहुत अच्छा product है, you have a beautiful product. There has to be right channel to, so that the customers know about your product. Okay. I just add one example here. How many of you have heard with the name Captiva, an SUV by Chevrolet? Ab to nahi hai. I mean, but the old models will be running. Okay. So when Chevrolet launched this Captiva in India, right? What type of communication they did? They didn't go for TV advertisements. They didn't go for any hoardings. They didn't go for anything. They just sent emails and personalized letters to the prospective HNI customers. And of course, SUV segment was increasing in a couple of like 10 years back. So a lot the sales happened without spending much enough, hardly anything on advertising promotions, right? So you need to know what should be the right way to make your product features. I mean, being aware to the customers, they should know. So this product lifecycle concept works, right? Now this product lifecycle concept is there for almost half a century, you can say. But what has happened? Now a lot of people are like, forget the PLC, break out from the PLC, right? Because it has given a tunnel vision. ऐसे ही होगा. It will start with introduction, it will growth, maturity, and decline. It will decline. So how to break it? How to speed up? How we can reach growth faster than what we have thought of? Okay. We'll talk about some examples like Kindle. Beautiful product, but has it reached growth stage? Don't know. Has it reached maturity, or are some stages being skipped? Right? For example, toothpaste manufacturer. पहले क्या होता था? Earlier it used to be. So in case I'm using a little bit of Hindi also, so if that is not fine, please just put it on message that I'll try to convey same thing in English. Right? Earlier it was used to be fights cavities and freshen breath. Now today you have to help prevent gum disease, you have to remove plaque, you have to contain charcoal, you have to have salt in your toothpaste, what not. Right? Everybody is fighting such competition and very difficult to win in such cases. Okay. The most important ingredient in PLC is product. Product, most important. Without that, everything doesn't work at all. Okay. And it can be classified in simple terms as category of a product, subcategory, brand, and the model. And product life cycle concept, when we talk of product, brand is always associated with it. So category is like some competing product. For example, consumer transportation, right? As we talk about Tata Indica, consumer transportation is a category of product. How consumers or people can be transported from one place to another. Bullock cart, cars, bus, cycle, two-wheeler, ships, airplanes, anything. This is a category of product. Subcategory can be sports car, or you can say buses. किस तरह की buses होगी? Or you can say utility cars. So that can be a subcategory. Right? Brands, of course. Third will be these are broad classification. Over last 50 years, you can see a lot of different type of classification, but these are the broad classification which will be relevant to the product life cycle. So brands, we can have a number of brands, and then particular model actually, because ultimately that model is going to be accepted and will go through that product life cycle. Introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. Okay. So this is what is product life cycle and why engineers to take note of PLC, right? So that while designing, working on the designs of a new product, you can visualize how your innovation will move through.
Sir, previous slide.
Previous slide. Okay. You have any question?
So
Are you
is the category, subcategory? So is it a thumb rule or it is a kind of a standard?
See, now when we talk of literature, okay, so if you can see the last line, source, right? Harvard Business School Publishing, Dr. Noel Kaplan had published this in their Harvard article, right? These are the categories of, right? Now, these are not thumb rules, you can say. These are classifications published in literature. And what we do when we do some work, research work, or you want to conceptualize something, you have to read the past. You have to read the literature, what's there, what people have worked, right, and use that. So product life cycle भी किसी ने conceptualize किया है, which we are discussing today. Okay,
Yeah.
Service quality model आपने सुना, right? So somebody would have. So we need to understand who has given it. So this is not a thumb rule. Thumb rules are like practices over the generations, right? Not
And what it
published.
is guideline.
That's
Guideline also. Guidelines.
Guideline. So those are unwritten guidelines, thumb rules. But here it has been published somewhere. So the authenticity is proved. The credibility is high because Harvard में publish हुआ है, peer review हुआ है. That's what we say. A-star publications, right? IEEE publications हुआ है, तो you have a like आपका A category publication, right? So these are like peer reviewed and high level. So the credibility increases. So if I say ऐसा होता है, why should you believe me? Who I am? I am not a Philip Kotler. I am not a Kevin Keller, right? I am not a C.V. Raman. I am just a professor, but then I am citing this guy. So the concept which I am talking has credibility. That's what is the difference, right? So as a general, everyone among us, when we talk something, we should have some citation to prove, right? In most of the cases, जरूरी नहीं कि हर जगह citation लगाओ, पता चला काम तो हो नहीं रहा है, citation ही हो रही है, right? Okay. Let's go to product life cycle. Okay. Am I clear?
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. So this product life cycle starts with the product development, which is beyond the zero stage, because till that the sales has yet to start. So we were talking about why engineers take note of PLC. Yes, because development of technology products or any type of product. So every product, so if you talk of consumer products, it is apparels. If you talk of textile, chemical products, cosmetics, apparels, this is textile engineering. So engineering to sab jagah hai. Okay, whatever we consume, some engineering is inbuilt in that. And so engineers have to visualize what their innovation, how their innovation will move through that complete cycle. Fine. So we'll talk about different stages. So if we can visualize the development can be, because just what happens, my product, my baby, I have developed it. You are so passionate about it, but is the world giving any damn about it? दुनिया को कोई फर्क पड़ रहा है? पता नहीं. We don't know whether nobody bothers about your product or not, but you will bother because it's close to your heart. You have developed, fine, but hence you should be passionate about your product, but then at the same time you have to visualize how my product is going to move in the market. Fine, who will buy, at what price this product should go. If this is the price, which segment is going to buy, and will they buy again or not? Right? Unka user experience kaisa hoga? How they will use? Will they be comfortable? Will they have to make a lot of changes in their existing setup to use this product? Then there can be a resistance. So all these visualizations, if you do, your product development becomes, it will tend towards a betterment, you can say. Okay. So 4 stages, you can say product development ke baad the first stage is introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. We'll talk about more stages in between also. So stages of PLC. Now what engineers to look about? Product development. Okay. Of course, the first thing starts with product development, right? So you have to visualize the entire journey of the product being developed from the point of products making its first sale. पहला sale जब होगा, उस product बिकना भी चाहिए ना, right? Otherwise there is no point. You can have it in museums or something, but it should sell. Somebody should be willing to pay. ये मेरे को चाहिए. Okay. So वहां से visualize करेंगे. So we have to think what will be the threat of substitutes. right? What all other things will come up? Okay, what is the, for example, consumer transportation? What is the threat of substitutes? Any ideas? मतलब पैसेंजर्स को एक जगह या किसी भी आदमी को एक जैसे दूसरी जगह जाना है मिलने के लिए, if they want to meet somebody, they have to go, either they have to walk, they have to go cycle, they have to take a bullock cart, they have to take a tonga, they have to take a car, sports car, bus, airplane, ship, कुछ तो चाहिएगा ना इधर से उधर जाने के लिए. उसका सब्स्टिट्यूट क्या है? Anybody can type in the chat box.
Can fly.
Pardon?
Can fly.
Can fly on their own.
It is just.
या वो भी मशीन आ गई है कि पैरों में लगा के खुद ही फ्लाई करके आते हैं. बट द सब्स्टिट्यूट इज वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसिंग. जाने की जरूरत ही नहीं, राइट? जूम कॉल. मुझे बीकानेर आना ही नहीं पड़ा, राइट? एंड आई एम टॉकिंग टू यू. 5 साल पहले ऐसा नहीं सोचा था हमने, राइट? ऑल द वे बीकानेर आना पड़ता, राइट? तो द सब्स्टिट्यूट, तो उस वक्त थ्रेट ऑफ सब्स्टिट्यूट जीरो लो था. विद कोरोना द थ्रेट ऑफ सब्स्टिट्यूट हैज इंक्रीज्ड. नाउ वी डोंट नीड टू ट्रैवल. उसका सब्स्टिट्यूट, तो हम यदि नई कार बनाने की सोच रहे हैं, लोगों को इंटरेस्ट है कि नहीं, खरीदेगा कि नहीं खरीदेगा, राइट? यदि हम, सो दैट्स व्हाट इज द थ्रेट ऑफ सब्स्टिट्यूट इज इंक्रीजिंग. सो व्हाट इज द थ्रेट ऑफ न्यू एंट्रेंट्स? क्या जो मैं प्रोडक्ट बना रहा हूं, कुछ नए लोग इमिटेट करके फटाफट घुस जाएंगे, तो व्हाट विल हैपन टू माय प्रोडक्ट? They will improve and I will get lost. Okay. How this product will perform in cutthroat competition? जब बिल्कुल सब मारामारी पे उतर आएंगे तो मेरा प्रोडक्ट काम कैसे करेगा? Who will be the buyers? खरीदेगा कौन? मेरे प्रोडक्ट्स के लिए सप्लायर्स कौन होंगे? फिर उनकी बार्गेनिंग पावर क्या होगी? मतलब वो मेरे को आर्म ट्विस्ट, कैन दे आर्म ट्विस्ट मी, राइट? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Fine. Thanks for updating me. So again, so what will be the threat of substitutes? What will be the threat of new entrants who will be coming and becoming competitors? Okay, how the product will perform in cutthroat competition when everybody is fighting out? How this perform? Will it perform? Will the prices go down? So all these visualizations will have to be clear. Not clear, but at least a fair idea can be visualized. What will be the buyer's bargaining power? Right? For examples, some product categories, customers don't have a say. Whatever they ask the sellers, you have to pay. In some cases, you bargain. No, I will give, and the bargaining happens also. What about suppliers for the input materials? What bargaining powers do they have? Because input materials might be supplied by some big corporate houses, and you have to toe their line. So you have to visualize that also. You can't say ki, okay, I have developed the product, now it's your job. So it may go to the dustbin, right? Because then you'll feel, I have developed such a beautiful product, right? But if you can visualize, then I think some tampering or some changes can happen. Will they get attracted to the product? If yes, how they will get attracted to the product? What will be that positioning? I'll just share one small example, which is not published somewhere, but based on the interactions in last 25-30 years with some other faculties. I think Milkmaid had some campaigns 40-50 years back when it was launched as a creamer for tea and coffee. Now, 40-50 saal pehle, who would like to have a creamer for tea and coffee? We were not used to all such things, right? So only a few elite people used to have that tea set, and creamer separately, sugar separately, hot water separately, and the sales were not happening. Right? They did a research, came out with the same product. Can we, so they came out with different punchline. Substitute for milk. Now, 40 years back, the milk was scarce. Everybody, if you have seen that lines across the dairies in the morning at 5 o'clock, the milk procurement was not so easy. Okay, fine. So substitute for milk, the sales increased drastically because people, oh, this can be used. So your product may be very good, but people should know what it can be put to use. So product development stage, you need to know all these things. Then comes the introduction. So सबसे पहले कौन? Who will buy the first? Right? Will they give a thumbs up? Will they buy again? Will they recommend to others? All these things need to be visualized during the introduction part, because there will be some people who will buy first, right? And then they will say, okay, fine, this is a good product, bad product, will buy again. No, I don't want to buy it again. So all these things will matter for the future buyers. Okay. Growth stage, when the product breaks the threshold and is warmly welcomed by the buyers and users. Sales skyrockets. For example, Zoom, right? WebEx, all these things, the growth stage, right? Everybody is yes, we want, because the initial people gave a very good feedback when they were using before COVID. Third comes maturity. When several companies produce and fight for market share in that product category, many customers have bought the experience and bought and experienced the product. So the newness is gone. Now everybody's having a smartphone. What's the big deal? Right? A couple of years back, smartphone was a possession. I possess a smartphone. Now, yes, there is a catch about iPhones even today. However, today people are okay. Like a 15,000 phone is working the same. So Oppo is also selling good. Vivo is also selling good. Realme is also selling good. OnePlus is also selling good. iPhone is also. So everybody is now. So it's the newness is not there. Your phone might define your personality, but not to that extent which it used to be 5 years back. Right? So maturity stage mein aa raha hai. Decline. Right? How many of you use QWERTY keypad touch or not non-touch? Right? Today what we want, we don't want even the keypads. I want to, the new thing is, I want to speak the text. I want a Google Assistant. All these things are coming up. So the QWERTY keypad, which used to be there in BlackBerry and all these things are not declined. It's gone, almost gone. The shine is. Some examples of products as varied stages. So if I'm wrong, please correct in the chat box and you can add your examples also. Okay. Introduction. The drones are in the initial stage, right? Everybody is looking. So initially people are thinking how it can be. So a few people are trying it. Virtual reality is also in its introduction stage. It does not, maybe engineers might be thinking, but the only engineers are involved into that. The general public as such, it has not become a household product till now. Maybe I'm wrong, but based on whatever consumer research which we see, electric cars are still in the introduction stage, right? The Riva, if you remember this name, had been for years, but nobody bothered about electric cars. But with Tesla coming in, everybody's talking electric, because of whatever reasons, the technological marvel and technological innovations. This is being growth stage. Laptops are in growth stage, you can say, growing like anything. The sales are happening. Everybody's now every household for last couple of years with COVID, right? The sales have increased. So it is experiencing a growth stage. Mobile apps. You have mobile apps for this app, this app. For this you have an app, that you have an app. Fitness apps. A couple of years back, people would have surprised. आप लोगों को अजीब सा लगेगा कि I'm developing a mobile app for fitness. I mean, how funny it was 5 years back. Fitness app, or fitness has to be on the road, in the gym, or you have to do yoga. You can't have fitness. You can't achieve fitness by mobile apps. But today, there is a customer segment who wants this. Okay. Maturity, smartphones, right? Maturity stage. TV, everybody is there. So they are trying to innovate it. And it should not lose. Maybe tomorrow, people stop having TVs in their rooms. Why do you want a TV? There may be some different technology which may be developed that you can have beautiful different types of viewing screens. So it is in maturity. If they don't work on innovations, it may be thing of past, like DVDs, home theaters. How many of the new home theater sales are not so beautiful, which used to be 10 years back? Home theater used to be a item to be kept in home. होना चाहिए. Home theater खरीदा. We have bought a home theater, right? But today, home theater, why do you want a home theater? You have you have a small Bose speakers connected to your mobile phones and having a home theater effect, music players. So these are some examples of products at various stages. Somebody wants to add some examples, please, for decline or for growth, right? SSD hard disks are in right. Even earlier only Apple laptops, Mac laptops used to have. Today everyone is having. Okay. Should I move? Any questions? I'd like to keep last half an hour for question answer sessions. We have 45 minutes still and a couple of slides I have. Any questions right now? Okay, we'll move. So we talked about product life cycle. Now, technology products, there is a new concept by Everett Rogers, right? So he came up with the concept of technology adoption life cycle, or you can say innovation diffusion model, like how the innovation gets penetrated across and who are the people who buy. So if you see as x-axis, the time increases, right? Of course, with the introduction part, the sales starts, but initially the sales is not so high because there is a skepticism. Who will buy? So only the people who are like innovators, technology enthusiasts, they buy. And once they buy, if they say yes, then the sales increase. If they say no, of course, the product will go to the cold bag. Okay. So if you can see innovators, early adopters, early majority, late majority, and laggards, right? For any product, this is a normal life cycle, which can be broken, or you can say challenged with further innovations in the products. But we have to see for innovation how it is going to fare. So if you see, there is a dip here. There is a dip here. So dip here, that means there is some important point which occurs here, which we need to be careful about. So let's see which this point is. So innovation classes. So we have talked about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 classes. So we'll talk about these 5 classes. Technology enthusiasts, the initial people who will buy this product. So the first time, for example, if you see a batch of 60 of 100 people you are interacting with, you'll find a few people, 1 or 2 or 3 people are something who will always try to experiment something new. Right? So these are innovators, technology enthusiasts. Then comes the visionaries who will see, oh, this is a new product. I think they visualize and incorporate, right? If this is going to be a long-term phenomenon, I should be the first one to include it. I should not be the left out guy. So these are the visionaries who are early adopters. Right? Normally, technology enthusiasts are around 2 to 3%. Visionaries are around 10 to 15%. After these two categories have adopted the product, used it, found it good, yes, it's working fine, they will recommend it to the next. They will recommend it. So the next lot of people who are looking at these two guys, if they say yes, I'll buy. If they say no, forget it. Reviews, right? If you also buy products from Amazon or somewhere, you'll go and see the reviews. You'll talk to some people. Theek hai na product? Is this fine? Okay. So pragmatists, these are the early majority, and these are the major people, because once technology enthusiasts and visionaries, they put a stamp on the product, then the market is open. Everybody wants that product now. Then comes the conservatives, skeptics. This is called late majority. They still see, these are not, okay, let the people do. I don't want to, something like this, right? ERP implementations. A lot of people still are conservative. There will be a lot of changes will be required, right? So there will be some conservatives. These are also good majority. These are good people. Then there will be some people who will buy the product when everyone has bought, used, and got bored. But somebody, now I'll buy. Fine. So these are the innovation classes of customers of product, technology adoption, product lifecycle. Okay. So who are these innovators? They explore latest innovations, possess a significant influence over product perception by others, right? Because you will consider them as these. So in your college also, if you want to buy a phone, you will look to somebody who knows about the phones. And there will be somebody, one or two guys who are expert in telling about comparing the different features. Go for this, go for that, go for this. You should do this, you should do that. And you will look to them. So whenever a new product comes, if they are using, you'll feel excited. Oh, and if they say, this is a fantastic product, you will not even explore. Some people not even explore. If that guy has told, I have to buy, right? Possess a significant influence over product perception by others. Try things out, but move on to new ideas as they come out. They are like technology enthusiasts. The second category is early adopters. Now, these are the people who want not for their passion or curiosity. They want it to work. They want to use this product to work for them, right? To reduce the cost, to improve their efficiencies, processes. So they visualize this is the something which I should use. So I'll be ahead of others, right? I should be. So if you have, so I'll just mention one book here. I think I can recommend it to everyone because I've read it. It's a beautiful book. Every engineer should read. Straight from the guts. Right, I'm putting it in the chat box. Straight from the Guts by Jack Welch. Some of you would have read it. Beautiful book. It's a big book. Spend some time. Jack Welch was a conservative person for technology. In 80s, he became CEO in 1980 and he retired at 2000. So in these 20 years, he made GE, General Electric, from a very small company with little operations to the world's largest company. And in almost every sector where human lives can be touched directly or indirectly. That was the vision he created. In 20 years, he made exponential growth. Okay. And so the early adopters. So when he saw the technology boom coming, computers were coming, everybody was rejecting because as we discussed in the first slide, we have done it all right all these years. What you can do difference? So all of the senior guys who were in control were resisting the computers. But of course, there were some technology enthusiasts, there were some visionaries, and Jack Welch was one of the early adopters or visionaries. Despite personally he writes in his book, personally he being against the technology, but he was curious. No, I am the CEO. Let's try it out. And he mentions how GE became the initial visionary company to adopt computers and make money out of it. Okay. Then comes so these customers desires to exploit innovation for a competitive advantage. So these are early adopters. So when you develop a product, you have to visualize who will be the technology enthusiasts, who will be the early adopters, right? Because these two people category will be very important for the success of your product. These customers are true revolutionaries in business, right? They will create a revolution, fine? And of course, the technologies need to be more customized for this group. So indirectly, I am sending a message. Only product development is not important. Understanding the pain of the customer, providing solutions the development product doesn't stop there, because normally people say, find out the problem of the customers and how it can be solved. Fine, it doesn't stop there. Go further. Who will buy? Who will recommend? Right? Who will be using it? And how it can how these people will influence the larger population. And pragmatists are the early majority. Now, these are the people who make bulk of technological purchases, subco rational purchase they want, right? Believe in technological evolution, not revolution. They want it to evolve, right? And they seek products they have proven themselves. So they will buy only the products which are proven. Okay, not they will not try out. They will see these people have bought it, work well. Now I'll right. Conservatives, late majority. Okay, these are the customers pessimistic about receiving any. They're pessimistics. No, you'll find a lot of people. No, they will just be resistant. Don't change. These are pessimistic, but ultimately they are price sensitive also. Okay, and they are reluctant. They will purchase just because of this. The fear of missing out to nahi hutega. I'll not be the person left out. So they will reluctantly purchase technological products, avoid being left out. There is a concept which is very much important coming up today on Instagrams, FOMO, fear of missing out, right? So conservatives are like that, right? There are a fear of missing out in the introductory parts also, right? In the technology enthusiast, I should not be the second one. If some new product has come, people should ask me. I should not be the second choice. I should be the first choice. Then comes the skeptics or laggards. Right? These are potential customers, but fine, they will buy. You need not to worry about them. Now, strategy of high-tech adoption, put the innovative products in the hands of technology enthusiasts. After a while, visionaries will see the value of technology and will begin to view it in business terms. New technology will enjoy a honeymoon reception, right, from enthusiasts and visionaries. However, a chasm forms. So chasm also is an important term which needs to be carefully thought about. So this dip which we are talking about is a chasm, right? Everything goes standstill, right? Because initially some visionaries have started buying technology enthusiasts have bought. Then a pause comes. Who next? Right? Will they buy? Right? So this chasm has to be addressed. Now, this is not your job. This is the job of marketers. But then visualization, how the chasm can be met, addressed, or fought with, can be thought about. The chasm is a period where sales falter and sometimes plummet due to differences between visionaries and pragmatists. Right? So visionaries, pragmatists, what they want may not be the recommendations, the thumbs up given by the visionaries and the enthusiasts doesn't attract pragmatists. Then there can be a chasm. So there will be a gap before the sales start increasing or going further. Visionaries want change in terms of revolution, while pragmatists want change in terms of evaluation of product. And pragmatists are the people who make most buying decisions in organizations. Why? Because they have to look at different aspects, like not only innovations, they have to look at the profitability, so many other things, options, substitutes. Pragmatists are the gateway to the mainstream market. Now, these are the people who may take you to the large bulk of business. If that chasm gap doesn't be bridged, often products become parts of ancient history. Kijashi, I'm just taking one example, Kijashi, a luxury sedan by Maruti Suzuki. So it just fizzled out. Beautiful car, perfect engine. There was no problem, but beautiful design, but it didn't click with the right customers because they were not able to find the right segment whom to start with. So it just lost its phase. And based on that example and based on the Tata Nano example, Maruti came up with a beautiful concept today, which is called Nexa. And they have come up with different type of experience for different set of customers. So they don't sell Alto and Wagoner at Nexa, right? Am I right? They don't sell this. For that, a lot of hatchbacks, affordable hatchbacks are in from different showrooms. Nexa caters to S-Cross, Baleno, and specific cars which are meant for a particular segment. Okay. Strategies to cross the charm. Right, there can be, so they give solutions, all these things which are global gap, you can say. Fine. But the most important is win a niche foothold with a small group of pragmatists as quickly as possible. That is what crossing the charms means. Like bowling alley strategy. आप में से कईयों ने वो bowling game खेला होगा in malls. You would have played that bowling game, right? You just you want to drop all the pins together. That is a big success. Okay, so there is a bowling alley strategy to cross this chasm, right? And in product terms, if I say find out that particular segment, if you are able to convince that particular small segment, other segments will automatically get convinced, right? This is what is a bowling alley strategy, right? In bowling alley, what you do, you find out that particular one pin to strike, which will ensure that the all other pins are down. Each market is like a bowling pin. The momentum of moving one pin successfully carries over into surrounding segments, and all the pins are down. Maximum pins are down, right? The bowling alley is where the mainstream market segment begins to accept the new product, but it still has a long way to go. Okay? So this is chasm. Huh? So win one niche, work on another. That's what is bowling alley. Any question? Good to go? Good to go? Okay. So once the chasm is crossed, what are you supposed to? You are supposed to bring a tufan. You are supposed to bring a tornado, right? So that the sales increase. It should not wait. So the growth stage, there is a tornado strategy required, right? Move as quickly as possible in getting the product out to the market. Now, this is not an engineer's work. This is the job of a marketer to ensure that the product is out in the market, available, reachable, right? Distribution, pricing, everything, so that the people who are curious now, the pragmatists, buy. They don't defer the decisions because of product is not available, pricing is not suitable, right? Things are not happening. So you have to address all these things, because initial people have bought and gave a thumbs up. Now there is no reason that you are not able to sell the product. So there has to be a good visualization at the the product development stage, while of course every department has its own work, but the visualization has to be there. How this is going to be, and I don't know, personally I believe department should not work in isolation. Marketer can work best if they know about the finance and the operations very nicely, right? Otherwise their work becomes very difficult, and they, instead of selling, they get into passing the blames. So if you don't have to blame and actually win, coordination works very well. The strategy demands, personally I have experienced this. The strategy demands product leadership, operational excellence in manufacturing distribution, right? Okay, so we are through with almost 10 o'clock. So a couple of slides about new products I will talk. So when we are talking of new products, what are the new products? What are we supposed to think about the new products? Okay, and then after that we will have some discussions about some products, about the product life cycle, and we'll have some question answer sessions. So new products. Anything in between anyone wants to ask or suggest or add? Can add your views also, not a problem. Anyone? Or we move? Okay, great. So what are new products? New to the world. the first time. Of course, there are a lot of products which come for the first time, right? They are new to the world, but there are some improvements also. Okay, so I'll run one video and tell me if the voice is not audible. I have activated that. So let's see.
Bulbs come in, same to same, same to same. Goal my tool, patch the frame, कल का design आज भी same. LED bulb देना.
Bulb क्यों? Philips का T-bulb लो.
Time to jog on new T-bulb blow, brighter wider like a throw. हर कोने को रोशनी से भर दो. Old bulb को no Philips T-bulb blow.
So that's also a new product. Visualization, I need a change. So you can say we are breaking the product life cycle of that bulb, right? That bulb is going fading in the industry. The CFL is coming, LEDs are coming. So can we have something new? Okay. I don't know how much success this small tube got, but then it was an interesting change. Repositioning, very important. The same product with some changes. If it starts fading away, how it is going to reposition. So now some content is not engineering, but of course, I'm taking you to the visualization, next level of visualization, how your product will perform, right? So if you see, I have kept different, right? For the same product, I have made two separate videos. We'll watch. Was the perfect way of advertising is funny to catch eyes, because you attract people and you'll not forget it. Once you're not forget it, that is top recall. And if there is a top recall, the sale is easy. For example, if I ask you, if I ask you toothpaste, what name comes to your mind? Most of the people say Colgate, because it's the top recall. They may not be using Colgate, but Colgate. So the top recall is there. Okay. Watch Lifebuoy's Kumbh Mela. Yeah. So maybe Colgate is getting challenged in the top recall. If you say close up, fine. So this is what is like. Now, what about Babool? What about Meswak? What about Dantkanti? These are not in recall. So the recall is like, so the sales may get impacted. Babool, paise vasool. If you are attracted to that, you're going to buy. The probability is high that you buy. You may not buy, but the probability is higher because you get attracted. Fine. This is what the marketing communications try to do, okay, for the products. So repositioning. So I'll come back to repositioning. So there are two ads of Swift Desire, one of the largest selling cars in India. Right? How they change the positioning.
Papa, am I pretty?
Of course, Peter.
But nobody looks at me. Stupid. Wow, new car.
Take a look at me now. Take a look at me now. Take a look at me now. Take a look.
Am I so pretty?
Life gives you what your heart desires. The new Desire from Maruti Suzuki, the heart car.
Okay, so this was years back when Desire was a prized possession for the middle class, right? And the product sold very well, right? So if you see the car was moving up, everybody's watching, oh, Desire kharida hai, right? People have bought Desire. Nowadays, the new Desire, which is the recent one, entirely different positions.
you.
I'll miss you too.
So, why are you back?
I didn't want to miss you.
Given to desire. So the positioning is different. The brand is same. It was losing its shine. So they came up with a new design, but then how to convey which segment to target, right? So they are breaking the PLC. They are not letting the product die. So this is what is the new concept which is coming up to break the PLC, break the product life cycle. Don't let it go down. Keep it moving up, 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 right? And of course, cost reductions can be new productions, right? If you can come up with an affordable solutions, that's what is reverse engineering or reverse innovation being talked about in world today. Yes, nowadays Swift is capturing market because of the new design. It is one of the best value for money you can have in the Indian car sedan market. Well, so there are some new product development decisions, right? Which any product developer should be visualizing. Like it starts with idea generation, right? Then idea screening. Of course, there will be a lot of ideas, but somebody has to stamp the idea that this is a good idea, right? The first presentation, somebody has to say, yeah, okay, let's move to the next level. Otherwise, just let it go. Any idea which has been, anyone can type in the chat box, the idea was rejected at the first level itself. The first meeting, you shared it with somebody and get lost. This is not going to work. This can happen. And there are some like good ideas get rejected because the person who is with the personal things, a lot of things come. Third is concept development. Can we find a good concept consumers say they would try, right? Then, of course, marketing strategy, business analysis, product development, right? Market testing, commercialization, a lot of stages which a product development team can visualize that what type of concept, okay, can be tested and developed. So let's see about concept testing, right? Concept testing need to check about the communicability and how people will believe or not. Will the people will believe that what I'm offering is worth? Need level kya hai? What is the need? Whether it will be required, whether the people will be bullish to buy or they will wait. Okay, fine. I'll give you an example which used to be very prominent 20 years back. Two examples from the same company. Small vacuum, small fire extinguisher. If you remember, there is a small fire extinguisher which you can see, you can carry at home, you can keep it in your car, right? A lot of people keep it in car to douse the flames in case of small flames, right? So when this product was launched decades back, it was accepted with a huge fanfare and everybody bought, right? A lot of so the gap was filled. The people, because when the Fiat and Ambassador era was there, if the car used to run for long, the engine used to catch fire. That was a common phenomenon, right? Because of the technology or whatever it is. Today it doesn't happen like this, but we have seen happening in the luxury cars like Audi and other. Fine. Okay, you are sharing something or asking something? Okay, I think the okay, fine. The first example is fire extinguisher. The second example was a product launch, I think 25, 30 years back. Vacuumizer to keep your snacks moisture free, but the price was very high. So the initial sales were very good because everybody wanted, because at that time, these vacuum utensils, vacuum containers were a little costly, and most of the middle class families could not afford that, right? So these people came up with vacuumizers. Fine. Initially, all the rich people, not 20, 30 years back, you can say the level of richness and affordability was quite low as compared to what is today. Okay. The vacuumizer was accepted with few people initially. A lot of people who had money, higher positions, business people bought it. But the large majority, why should I buy a vacuumizer? To keep my snacks fresh. Middle class people, we will prepare snacks again, no? Why should we keep a vacuumizer, so costly product? And in metro cities, there is hardly any space. So that product failed like anything. Vacuumizer is a good product. It can keep everything fresh. But then the need level was not, people were not bullish about it. Okay, fine, we can work with the moisture-free other containers, and people had other ideas also to keep the products fresh. So it didn't work. While fire extinguisher worked, because to douse the flame, you need something instant. You cannot bring water, you cannot bring sand so quickly if the fire is there. So this worked as in, so it was accepted and the sales went off. So two products by the same company, one was a super success, one was a super failure. Okay. Perceived value, purchase intention, user targets, all these things, the concept testing you need to visualize. Actually do also. But that might be a job of the team. Then there are three types of testing which you must be knowing: alpha testing, beta testing, and market testing. Like how this product performs in different applications. For example, you have a product. In summers, how it will work. In winters, how it will work. And in rainy season, how it is going to perform. So, or in different, like the customer is carrying it in pocket, like so mobile phones. The alpha testing is very important. In the scorching sunlight, Rajasthan, where the temperatures are very high, how it is going to perform. And in extreme weather conditions, which Rajasthan experiences, how it is going to perform in Mumbai, where the temperatures are like very not very fluctuating, neither very cold or neither very hot. So alpha testing is important. Beta testing with customers actually when they use, whether they're happy or not, and then market testing to get the feedback of the customers. Okay. And test marketing decisions are like how many test cities, which cities, length of test, what information to collect, what action to take, and all these things, and timing of market entry. Should you be the first? Should you be the parallel entry? Or you should wait and somebody else should experiment and then you go? All these things are the decisions which you have to take for a new product. Okay, because sometimes you are not very sure. You don't want to get the beating from the market. Right? You'll never be able to come up. So you want to wait and let somebody try. If the bad feedback is there, I will not even go into the market. If the good feedback is there, I'll go. Some may think I should be the first one because I'm confident that this product will work. Okay. Fine. So mapping the journey during all stages, if I just an example which everybody knows, right? Maruti 800, kaise hua? Introduction stage, new car, a new craze to own a small swanky car, right? A few people bought it, right? At higher positions or those who could afford, they came up. Still, the mentality was no. We want ambassador only, right? Like you can say it's like 40 years back. So ambassadors only. Fiat, right? These were the cars. And some people used to have that standard 2000 or some cars. Few cars were available. But this came, a new phase was there. Then the growth stage happened when the globalization started, right? Rising of disposable incomes, right? It became an aspirational car and the sales shot like anything. The Maruti 800 actually ruled for years. So that was the growth stage, which was almost a decade, you can say. Then came the maturity when Hyundai came up with some option, Daewoo came up with some option. The little small cars started coming in, right? And of course, so it was selling, but the other options were also started coming, and people were able to afford, right, because of the incomes. Then the decline. Suddenly, you find in a couple of years, Maruti 800 sales started plummeting like anything, and they discontinued the model today because now it's the product is over. So they move to different styles, different moves, and of course they have come up to with Nexa. So all these are like stages. Of course, Maruti ke liye nobody would have visualized all these things, because at that time it was no globalization, no open market. But in open market, which we live in today, we need to visualize. Okay. More examples, like we can talk of Kindle. Now, where is Kindle today? Anyone, right? If I visualize, Kindle is not a like it is a 10,000 rupees or 5,000 rupees product, but then still a lot of people say no, the hard copy is okay. Kindle app is available on my mobile, right? So it has not reached that maturity level. It has not even experienced that growth level, the skyrocketing sales. That everybody is buying Kindle. No, nobody's buying. Somebody buys. Some people have it. So it has not crossed that chasm, right? That people can keep on buying. These Kindle people come. They have tried with business to business offers for entire campuses. All your students will be given Kindle, right? They can see. They had come to us also. They have come to so many, but a lot of colleges where students study, physical is fine, right? Before COVID, and even after COVID, I don't know. With such mobiles in your hands, would you like to have a Kindle, right? Because then iPads. There was a time when the sales actually grew, but so the cycle, the product life cycle is not same. Sometimes the introduction and the growth takes less time. It reaches maturity fast and decline also. Sometimes it's a long wave. So it depends on the product. Okay, Jio, this product, they came up with, they disrupted the market, right? So the introduction was hardly anywhere because of the backing of the brand. The backing of the brand and the offer, it actually experienced hardly any introduction, but straight went to the growth stage, right? And I don't know, but now the sales would have got a little matured, stagnant, because a lot of people have Jio connections, right? Who they targeted? The existing customers. Most of the existing customers only bought. There were hardly any new customers for Jio who were having for the first time connections, maybe the new generation. But a lot of people bought it as a second, because of the internet, right? So product life cycle, Zoom is experiencing growth right now. A lot of people are adopting it, buying it. A lot of people are doing it, which the introduction stage was a little longer. It took years to convince people that you should use Zoom, should use this, but it was not catching up. But some organizations were buying it, the enthusiasts, the technology enthusiasts, the visionaries. So if I say work from home concept, this is not a new concept. This has been there for years, right? With a lot of companies making people work from home, right? And people used to laugh. Do they really work? But today, when everyone is working home, everybody wants to go to office. Most of the people, not all, but a lot of people want to go to office because there is a huge work. The work is becoming more when we are working from home because you are available 24/7. So do this, do that. Fine, you are not traveling. So a lot of people want to go to office, work for a certain time and come back because they want a balance. So a lot of examples. Okay. Right. So I have used these as like we can talk of some examples if you want. So a case study which you can think of. I'll stop sharing and we'll start some discussions. Will that be fine? So I can say thank you.
So please references like.
Yeah, so I have used some articles from Harvard Harvard Publishing. So I am a fan of Harvard articles because it gives very easy to read and easy to conceptualize and grasp things. So I've used some, and I've used the book Marketing Management, okay, and of course my experiences. Right. So we can have some question answers sessions.
Sir, can we have the these references in a PDF form that we can, or it is available on net? These articles.
You need to have access to EBSCO database to access. Yeah, because your institution should have an access to EBSCO database. If the management wing is there in your university, then I'm sure EBSCO will be there because it is there with every campus. EBSCO will be there, right?
Or this will request that you can, if you share it, then it will be more useful for us. If
possible, fine. So HBR articles I can share, not a problem. First, I don't know whether I'll be able to share because when I showed you, you cannot. So I have referred to share with you, but I can't share the article permission. So for HBR, I have the permission. I can share. I'll share it with the host, Dr. Rahul, and that in turn, which can be shared to everyone. Will that be fine?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. I'll stop sharing and we'll open for some question and answer session and some discussions, which I'll also like that I also carry something home, learnings because of the audience. Yes. So any questions, any suggestions or anything which you feel about your product lifecycle experience and somebody who has developed that, what is their experience? How was your pitch to convince somebody? What were the rejections? What was the acceptance point? If somebody can share. Because, okay, so I had 2 hours, but I kept, I think I'll keep half an hour at least for question and answer session, I thought, because that will be a good learning for everyone. Come up, anything.
Dr. Masood is asking this question: how much government policies make or break the PLC?
They only do it. So I'll as of now, I cannot refer to any literature which confirms that how much government policies make or break the PLCs. However, based on our experiences, what we see, government policies have a huge role to a speed breaker or a catalyst in making a product break the PLCs. We can have a lot of examples, right? Zoom is experiencing all these because of the lockdowns. So let's not talk about Zoom. Talk about Paytm. Paytm is there from 2010, right? It was getting added to the people's mobiles slowly and slowly. But as soon as the 8th November 2016 demonetization announcement came, you can see the sales of all these mobile wallets. Everything has become today. Everyone is talking about mobile wallets. People are paying through it. A lot of young generation is having mobile wallets. So maybe it would have taken one more decade to get accepted for the mobile wallets, but that triggered it. Okay, so a lot of trigger policies come, right? All these luxury cars, affordable cars. So 1991, if I say, is a transformational era, you can, for India, wherein we can talk all these things. We can talk all these things. Otherwise, what we were doing? We were not doing anything. We were, whatever government will give, we will have to use it. Fine. But today we can talk, we can discuss, we can reject something, we can accept something, because opening up happened. We are exposed to ideas. We can use the ideas. Fine. So government policies. Yeah. So because solar is since years, it is getting now because I think in some discussions I came up to know that the subsidy is getting increased, or something government has done which is motivating the people. But based on my perception, I'll say it is yet to get into that tornado phase. It is just on the initial phase of growth, you can say. The tornado has not come up in solar. Tornado, I mean, for example, tornado is like everybody is thinking about solar in, right? Industry life cycle. So solar, I'll just complete the discussion. Mr. Masood. So what do you think? Solar is there. I remember when in our school days, we used to have solar cooker, right? We used to keep it on our terrace to cook vegetables. It was a beautiful thing, but didn't work. I don't know why. Was it so because we had enough time? Our household people had enough time. Mothers had enough time, but it didn't work. I don't know why. There must be some. So maybe the segments which influence others to use is required. Who is using this, right? Who is, for example, we watch these television commercials, no? Okay, that actress is using this. Fine, I should also use this. These things are consumers. Okay. What is the difference between product life cycle and industry life cycle? Industry. So product is a part of industry. So let's take some example. So which industry? Any example? So let's talk about that industry की ही बात करते हैं. Idea behind coming product is fine.
Sir, petrochemical industry.
Okay, so petrochemical industry. Okay. So petrochemical industry is a large industry which may have different products like crude oil and its variants. Then what else? Gas. What else? All these will be petrochemical and other versions of chemical fuels, you can say.
Yes, sir.
Or
Petrol, diesel, and some downstream industries like polymers, etc. Aromatics.
So this industry will remain, right? Industry will remain. Industry shouldn't have a life cycle. If I have no, so I don't have any idea about any industry life cycle is there, because industries remain there. The products keep on changing, keeps on innovating. What I understand about this. So I think these are two different things. So airline industry will be there. The sector will be there. Now, if passenger planes will not be there, something else will come. Fine. The industry, the airline industry, the air travel might be there. Some products may change. The planes may change to some other modules. You may have small bubbles who will take you from one place to another. You can have something else. But the air travel industry will remain. So products have life cycle, but industry as a thing remains robust. Things keep on changing. That's what is my point of view. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Dr. Naveen writes, the idea behind coming up with the product is first, one should capture the need of customers, which is their need of desire. Most important, pain of the customers. Best example is Coca-Cola, which capture the idea of thirst of community and then come up with the product Coca-Cola. Absolutely right. Aaj bhi you talk anything. These are bad, but they have captured that inner need, right? As a health conscious guy, so I'm traveling to Mumbai and I'm staying here for a couple of days because my family is somewhere else. So I have also brought one Coke bottle, Sprite bottle, just in case. I don't want to drink, but kabhi lage to I want to drink. So people keep it. Okay. So that's what is that gap has to be filled. But then there's a very important thing about the gap. we say, for example, we say rural market is a big gap, right? There is a gap in the rural market. But then you have to ask again the next question. Is there a market in the gap? Market means, is there anyone who is actually going to buy and give you profits? That's very important. Okay. So Coca-Cola, perfect. And then they came up with some people who will influence others to buy. Perfect example. Okay. Mr. Masood says, advertising, design, and persuading people to buy things they don't need with money they don't have in order to impress others who don't care is probably the phoniest fee. Absolutely, absolutely. This is something, you have touched something. We want to buy something we don't need, but to show others, right? Isn't that a consumer behavior? Isn't that a inner secret need to flaunt things, right? I will borrow, but I want to. So that's a competition. So WhatsApp, if you remember, a story runs. I was running, somebody's right. I was running and I saw somebody running ahead of me. I just came an idea, I should beat this guy. So I started running faster and he was also running faster. So I finally defeated that guy. But then I forgot that I have missed my lane by 4 lanes. So I have to come back and go to my house, right? So to beat others, and that's a human tendency. And marketers are encashing it left, right, and center. As a marketer, should I say something which may not be good, but then you should not cheat. But if somebody gets happiness out of that, yes, and if there is a market, yeah, people should get satisfied with their egos also, their inner needs also. If somebody wants to flaunt a Louis Vuitton bag which is worth lakhs, a bag, you don't have money inside, but you want to flaunt. Okay, there is a set of customers whom they are catering to. Okay, let them go through that cycle, buy it, waste money, and realize that I had wasted money. Because everybody cannot be sincere, everybody cannot be looking at price every time. So everybody is different. There are different brand personalities, no? Sincere, competent, excitement, ruggedness. Some people will buy 10 lakhs of Harley Davidson, right? Somebody will ask, what a foolish decision. You could have bought a 10 lakh sedan. Apna choice, our own choice. So there is a market for that. So if you say they don't have, they take loan because they want. People want to be living in Lokhandwala Andheri. People want to be living in Bandra. They want a space in Nariman Point because they will do what? Not. But that's what is, and that's what is cycle. If the people are
That's
not
their need.
Pardon?
That's their need. We cannot push the needs.
You cannot push the needs, right? Absolutely right. You cannot push you buy. We have to
respect the needs of the customer people.
Yes. We can teach them that this is not good, but let the people decide. Okay. Because people have to decide what they want to buy. And of course, that's what is life. Some people break down, some people collapse, some people get financially bankrupt, some people earn money out of that. In COVID also, some people lost the jobs, but some people made a lot of money. That's what is the life cycle, which will keep on moving. So we have to find out how we can serve people better.
This is another question by Sharanu. So what is the difference between product life cycle and industry life cycle?
Okay, so we have addressed that industry life cycle is something, industry will not have a cycle, it will not decline, it will not vanish away. The industry will remain there. The constituents making that industry might change. We took an example of air travel. Air travel is an industry right now. Planes are carrying customers, passengers from one place to another. Tomorrow something else can come up. Tomorrow some bubbles can come up. Tomorrow some balloons may come up. or earlier balloons were there to transport. Today airplane is there. So industry will remain there. Industry shouldn't have any example of an industry going closing down, shutting down. In companies, we know shutting down. Manufacturing plants going shutting down. But industry shutting down, I don't remember any example. So it doesn't
Sir,
have
I
a
want to share my views on it. Am I audible?
Great. Yes, yes, please.
Product life cycle depends on the innovation. Okay, when you get innovative, then you start a new trend. You become a trend setter, and others follow you. And the industry life cycle largely depend upon the technological breakthroughs. Like earlier, there were vacuum tubes, then transistors came. Okay, and the silicon industry started. Now, after some time, there will be quantum computing, and the semiconductor industry will be in its last stages. I think it works like that.
But the industry remains there, right?
Yes, sir.
So I'm also making the same point that the constituents of that industry keeps on changing depending on the time, technology, innovations, right? But the industry constituent remains same. The major industries, वो तो same. हाँ, if you want to map the industry, you can actually.
Yes, sir.
Then how do you do that? Because some product under that industry is declining, but the other product is in the growth stage.
Exactly, sir. If we categorize it as a computing industry, then it's all the time evolving, whether it is by using semiconductors or quantum computing. Exactly.
Absolutely.
And one another example, like a petrochemical industry, and if we categorize it as petrochemical or renewable energy, okay, then petrochemical will be vanished in near future, and the renewable energy sector will grow. Okay, but if we categorize it as energy sector, then the whole industry is continuously growing. Okay, it is changing from petrochemical to the renewable energy sources.
Yeah.
And it also affects the new products also, which kind of products will be there.
Okay, so industry remains there, the products keep on,
yes,
so size keeps on increasing or decreasing, that is possible.
Yes, sir.
So the industry life cycle ki jagah, instead of industry life cycle, if we say the size of industry keeps on increasing, decreasing, depending on the products is fine. But as you said, an example of petrochemicals. So the word chemical is very important. So chemicals will always be there. So if petrol, diesel not there, then some other chemicals might come. So the innovation can happen, right? So the industry will remain there, shrinking, increasing. Okay, that may happen, but the industry will remain. It will not go through. It may go through ups and downs. So you can actually say it can follow a curve, like an AC curve or a small. So some curve which is not defined. It may follow some curve, but it will not face these type of stages which a product faces, like introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. That will not be. So product will face all these things. Industry life cycle will be different. It will be like never ending life cycle, keep on changing, shrinking, increasing, modifying, accommodating, moving out. So there will be blurred lines between two industries also. Blurred lines, sets, subsets can happen. Like energy sector is a bigger set, petrochemicals is a subset, renewable energy is a subset of the energy sector. So these type of classifications we can do. Okay.
Sir, that clarifies my doubt. Thank you very much, sir.
Great.
Yeah, it's a very good idea by Dr. Naveen.
Yeah.
He says that Tata Water purchases at a cost of 1 rupee 50 paisa to 3 rupees is best example that is serving the need of poor segment society in rural area. I experienced the same during my tenure in one power cable project in Telangana. So yes, can be a good.
That's a very interesting thing.
Yeah, interesting.
Tata Water Pouches. This is a innovator, you can say, because hardly any. Hats off to Tatas. Everywhere they come up with something innovative and at the unbelievable prices. Right? Tata Chotu cooler. I think that was also by Tata only. Small cooler or some fridge. water purifier.
I have
Serving
not
the need
seen.
of-
I have not seen any competitor. I have not
okay.
seen competitor from the last 10 years who can
10 years.
fight with the Tata products in water pouches. And it is serving the rural community like anything. And they're all happy. At a cost of 150, you can imagine their thirst is being removed.
Hmm. And 1.5 is not a big amount. Okay. So
And that is what I'm saying. The
So-
poor segment community who cannot purchase the Bisleri bottles and all, they are also happy with the Tata pouch. It's a good quality product. I used to have. Now it is reaching to the last segment. It has entered into the professional canteens of the colleges, engineering colleges, IITs, NITs, JNTs. So that is something we should think of in respect to the rural community.
So the
products has
big
to be
question
like
is,
that is what I want to
big
share.
question is
What I experienced.
why others are not coming up. The big question is why other competitors are not there. So it opens up a lot of Pandora box for a lot of questions, and which may indicate the philosophy of Tata's, which Mr. Ratan Tata and I think Cyrus Mistry had difference in opinions. And normally, what we understand is like maybe other competitors are not trying to invest because they are not feeling excited about it because of maybe the margins or something else.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting case study, which for everyone, including me, to dig out. So after this session, I'm sure I'm going to dig out about these water pouches.
This is difference between innovation and invention, whether what you are actually targeting. Like we have to come out that mindset that our job is only to give technology or technology products.
Absolutely.
We need to understand that what is our prime job, our prime aim, that is to relieve the pain of the society or provide the solutions to the society. And it's not meaning that I have made some product to address some particular problem or particular process. But it's very important that whatever I have made, whatever the beauty of the product, whatever the technology of the product, it's a damn good, it's one of the best product quality wise. Quality means it's able to address the customer need also. But
specifications.
But we have to make sure that this product must penetrate into the society. People must use this product, and the moment people use this product, their pain is relieved, their problems are solved, then only my task is completed. So we have to come out of that mindset.
At right price also. And right time also.
Yeah.
The right price, and it should not be only cheap, right? Because if the person is ready to pay 10 rupees, don't sell at 3 rupees.
The important thing is, it should reach to the people, because we can see that example of Debu Motors in I think 2000, when it was one of the best car.
One of the best.
Just beat that Maruti S10. That was value for money, but Debu Motors, it was having the best sale in 2000. The moment they reduced their price, people thought that okay, it's not that good car, and that sales was completely dipped. So it is very important that your purpose, your objective is product should be used by people. And for that, whatever the price is needed, you have to adjust that. Whatever the marketing policies you need to require, you may be a good innovator, you may be a good scientist, but your product should reach there. And for
I'll just add to your point. It should fulfill that particular need. So if you're reducing the price, the need fulfillment gone away, because it is not now aspirational car. Everybody can have it, right? As you talk about motors, the price reduced and people stopped buying because now everybody can buy. So what's the big deal? That's a very good important point, which I thought I'll add to this, because yes, it should fulfill that particular need.
Participants, please come out with your questions, your suggestions.
I have one
Yeah,
question, sir.
please.
Yeah.
Sharanu,
Very interesting question by Sharanu. Life cycle similar to human life cycle. No. Yes, both. It's very interesting thing. Is product life cycle similar to human life cycle? Right? In a way, yes also and no also, because yes, if you don't get into that tunnel vision, I have born, grown up, mature, and decline. Why? We have seen a lot of stories, right? Age is just a number. Why can't you innovate at the age of 70? Right? Break the product life cycle. Right? The products are also doing this. Why should we? Why should we get into decline mode? Why can't we innovate further? Keep that. Dzire is the best example. Swift Dzire car. It was almost on the decline phase. They tried some different things. It started going into taxis. The sales dipped. They came up with a beautiful design. Dzire still sells. Fine. So yes, in that sense, human cycle hai. Others, if they have their views about, but that's a very interesting question. You can relate it to human cycle.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Great.
So one more thing, like we have to come out our mindset that I am competent in this particular area. I can do something in this particular area. We have to address that social needs, and that is the important thing. And for that, once I have decided that, I'll definitely acquire that competence. This is a process. This is not something resource. So resources, whatever, like raw material, I can acquire from somewhere, some places for some particular task which is required to be done for the society. I can develop that. So it's a Brajesh, like he has a very good competence struggling with the marketing or sales people. He's having a very, very good experience. But today, yesterday, a few days back, when I requested him to struggle with engineers also, it was some different sort of task, but
yes,
we entertained it.
I
can see that.
But really, I had to wear the lens of an engineer, that how though my content was more marketing oriented, but I was trying to keep a lens so that it should not be like you have to do it, but you have to visualize it that somebody will do it, and somebody should not do it wrong, because it's your product. If somebody is trying to sell your product, you should be concerned.
Yeah, Naresh is saying that no one desired to have ventilators. So yeah, that's
so that is a negative demand in marketing. We say it's a negative. Yes. Nobody wants to buy, but there is a market for that.
But right? It is our job that whosoever has need of it, ventilator, whatever we design it, it should reach to that person. It should give some relief, some help to that person, and for that, our product should reach to that person. So we don't want to also create the need.
It will also have a product life cycle. Ventilator will also have a product life cycle. It must be in the maturity stage, because ventilators are available everywhere. You need it for oxygen. Tomorrow something else may come up, so ventilator may go up, go down. It will not be required. So it may be a small. So, but product life cycle will be capable for.
Yeah, and just wanted to understand that if there is no business case, like there are a lot of open source ventilator designs came out, and these are not attached with any business case. No one wanted to have the profit, but these are just serving the purpose of heavy demand, and they just open source the design. A lot of companies open source the design. And a lot of people which are in research field, they came up with the design and the common things we can use to design the ventilators. So that is an innovation, and that is a product as well. So I'm trying to understand, that is also considered as a life cycle itself, because there is no money included into this particular part, and there is no desire. And I'm not saying that anyone wanted to have this particularly. accept
Fine.
the.
But that will also have a product life cycle, and this is very much like any other product, which is not which is desirable, right? So if a car is a desirable product and ventilator is not a desirable product, the difference will be in choosing the target segment, right? Who will buy, when they will buy, how much will be the quantity, at what price it is to be given. So this is also a business case. Right, there will be some profit. Somebody will want to have profit, somebody will not want to have profits. So it is also a business case. Nobody wants to have, but you need to have. Nobody wants to have medical pills, right? Why do you want to have Crocin? Why do you want to have Compiflam? Nobody wants to have, but there is a huge market because of the diseases which people have. So there is a market. You want or don't want, that doesn't make any difference. Products have, and they have their life cycle, irrespective of whether they are desirable or not desirable. So that's very fine, not a problem. That will also have a product. Yeah,
it has to be.
So the products are there for like when you saw social work, right? That's also a type of business with no profits. You do something to fulfill your needs. So there is a segment who wants to work for NGOs only. So these are the needs. So you are offering them a platform. Every business need not, yes, profit is the motive. Yes, but then only profit is not the only motive of every business. Business has to be profitable, but that doesn't mean that only profits. There can be other aims of. Yeah, please.
Yeah, that means that whether you have free of cost or some cost is attached to that, there has to be some business model, and business model is an integral part of the innovation, integral part of the product. And
Yes.
Without having that business model, your product is nothing. It's your own baby.
Absolutely, because you don't know how much to be produced, how it will be convenient to use it by the patients, how it will be delivered, how it will remain in shape while being delivered, how it will be installed, how it will be used. A lot of training. It's our business case.
Yeah, Dr. Naveen has said it's very right that Tata Power pouches reach that large segment of the society in Rajasthan also. Yeah, it is not there because business model is not attached. Like Tata, whatever that having pouch of water is not a big thing, but it has to be attached with some business model, and Tata has done that. And same thing is absent in Rajasthan. So Rajasthan has more number of customers. Rajasthan has more severe need of that, but still we don't have that marketing strategy or that marketing business model. So this is very, very important for that.
So one very important thing which Mr. Rahul, you have touched upon about the business model, there may be very wonderful ideas, but in absence of somebody promoting as a business, strong business case, right? And somebody not there to listen and fund it, the ideas may get lost. You may feel कि बहुत अच्छा ideas, these are very good ideas. However,
we have
to create a business case, convince the stakeholders, get it running, and there has to be somebody who buys it. Okay, yes, I'll put my money and my energy into this, and let's go ahead. Because a lot of ideas get good ideas which were required, which were supposed to be there, get lost because there is nobody to anchor those. There has to be somebody. Fortunately, Tata is doing it for them, but maybe the Tata Rajasthan group might not be excited, or there might not be people who are very much confident to launch it, because everybody has suppose if I ask you, you will have to think, right? What will be the end of 2 years? Whether you will get acknowledged, promotions, energy, will that be successful? Shouldn't be bounced back to me? A lot of things will go into that. So there has to be some business case. Perfect, Rahul. I think that's a very interesting thing.
Naveen, Dr. Naveen has, it's great to see that he is working on that portable oxygen generator. and he feels that need will be generated, need will be there, and it will be a good product. So I want to tell Dr. Naveen that need is still there. Need is not generated, need is exploited. So need today, we have seen this during last 1 year, how much oxygen is required and how much that management was required. So definitely need is there. You need somebody who can who can integrate some business model with you. And I think Professor Brajesh would be able to provide some his scholars who can really give some business models for your product.
So I'll just share one thing. Mr. Vinod had introduced during my introduction, they had told that we have done some research project for spices launch in Mumbai. Right, the company was confused. There spices everybody use in market now. There are Everest masala, MDH masala, all these masalas are already there. Right, local masalas. So they also want to sell their masalas. So they had a question: will it sell? Will somebody buy? Right, what should be the pricing? What should be the pack size? What should be the packaging looks? Right? Who will buy? Who will be more acceptable? What dealers will? Lot of questions they were asking. So we did a 6 months project with them. Went to all the manufacturers, retailers, traders. We recorded every conversation. We talked to a lot of different housewives, South Indian housewives, North Indian housewives, Punjabi housewives, Rajasthani housewives, Gujarati housewives, Telugu separately, Tamil separately. We did a lot of research and then came up with some ideas. You should do this in certain sections and these pin codes in Mumbai. You'll be able to, and you can have this much market share only. For more, you need to have a more stronger brand. And they were very happy, and the products have been launched. They are moving it, selling it as a Me Too brand. They are also a Me Too brand, but they are doing it. So they were confused, but somebody among the company came up and he says, I will do it. Otherwise, they are into sugarcane and chemicals. So they have started their small division of spices. So you need a business case, somebody to run it. Otherwise, people get cold feet most of the time. You know, I mean, they feel, oh, no, something will go wrong. I will not do it. So who will do it? Somebody will do it. So your good ideas may get lost because of absence of business support. And you need business.
So participants, the senior faculty members are there. So it was a very nice session. I would like to thank Dr. Brajesh Bolia for his valuable time he spared with us, and I'm thankful to all the participants also. So we will end up this meeting here, and we'll meet again at 11:30 with Pushpendra. Shifting back to our embedded systems, again with that electronic and embedded system, IoT system we'll be discussing. So thank you, Professor Brajesh.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. It was really wonderful talking to you rather than just speaking. So good that I finished a little early and we had enough time to talk. Even I learned a lot about things. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. It was a very wonderful presentation, an IIT Bombay level presentation. Thank you very much, sir, for that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. So may I leave?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.